Hey everyone, CWD Music Reviews here. I'm CWD and this is going to be a music review of the new Deftones album, Gore. Deftones is the long-running alt-metal, nu metal, kind of a prog metal in a way band, and this is their latest full-length album. I can't say that I've been a big admirer of Deftones personally. I haven't really given much of their work, aside from this one, as much of a chance as I could, since I was more fascinated with other alt-metal bands of their ilk, such as Faith No More, maybe some Soundgarden, Tool. But when I did hear they were having a new album come out this year, I thought, alright, maybe this will be a chance for me to figure out what it is the Deftones hype is all about. Unfortunately, I can't say that this album won me over as a fan. This is actually some pretty rudimentary stuff for alternative metal. This album's about 11 tracks long, about 49 minutes in length. It's kind of a patience tester, especially when each individual track has production that makes all these riffs so upfront and so loud, but what's going on with each track isn't so unique or so outstanding that it deserves to be this upfront and so loud and in your face. This actually makes the record relatively unpalatable. Take the opening track, for example, Prayers and Triangles. This is an okay opener. It's got a catchy refrain. You'll never be free. You'll never be free. There's like some decent usage of the soft, loud, soft dynamic with this riffage going on, this alt-metal riffage going on, but that's kinda it. It just has a blueprint and it just does the bare minimum with that blueprint. And that just seems to be the case with many tracks here, like the title track Gore, Xenon to an extent. I'm not really a big fan of his screamed voice, or at times his melodramatic type voice. Not that I dislike screamed vocals, I certainly enjoy screamed vocals to a certain degree. I'm just not fond of this guy's. The next track after the opener, Acid Hologram, has some really decent, really dense riffage that borders on sludge metal. At first I really liked this, but when I realized that it was just going to keep doing this and not really do much beyond that, as well as it coupled with these like really uninteresting vocal delivery, albeit well delivered, I can't say that it maintains my interest. There's this instrumental break in the track that's just shouldn't have been there. It just gets soft all of a sudden and it just goes back into this riffage. What was the point of that even existing? Not only that, but this track just has one of the most anticlimactic endings on the record. To make this easier on myself, I'm just going to talk about the tracks that I actually did like. I did like Doomed User a lot. I certainly loved this riff. I just find this use of this loud and outright aggression to be really admirable. This kind of riffage actually works with the production they seem to be trying to go for. It's actually pretty much my favorite track on the entire album, especially when you get those really ear-grabbing sustained notes at the tail end of each riff passage. Like I said, the track Xenon has a really catchy lead guitar, plus the track features some of the more palatable vocals. It's kinda hard to like listen to from beginning to end, seeing as, once again, there's not a lot of variety to this track, but it's one of the better tracks in my opinion. That's really it though. I can't honestly name a track that I thought was a standout, because most of these tracks just do the exact same thing, and the ones that don't not go well, or they try to do something similar but it just sound more pleasant and more attention grabbing than any of the tracks here. Take the track Heart's Wires. This track just rips off Baroness way too bad. Way too much. It's like they heard Chlorine and Wine off of their album Purple and decided, hey, let's do something almost exactly like that. And the riffage is different, certainly. They don't completely rip it off, but given like how it uses the exact same formula minus the really fantastic and climactic finish, as well as build the track well, in a way they might as well have. And that's the case again with El Mirl, but this one sounds more original and actually more palatable of the two tracks that do the exact same thing. The track Gore has a really stale electronic beat in the background that comes in on the intro of the track, but then just, I guess, sizzles out over time. And it has these like really rudimentary chug-a-chug riffs that I really don't care about. Once again, it does another soft, loud, soft dynamic thing, like with many tracks here. But again, it doesn't go anywhere with it. And just out of nowhere, when the track is ending, doom metal riffs. Why? Just really out of place doom metal riffs that shouldn't have existed. Then we get the track Phantom Bride, which I thought was going to be a cool track at first, given how kind of echoey the rhythm guitar is. Again, the vocalists sound more palatable. We finally get a guitar solo. It's a good guitar solo, but it's not like a fantastic guitar solo, but still a guitar solo to break up the monotony of this really riff-heavy album. Still, the instrumental doesn't do much, albeit around a little after the halfway point, we get more heavy riffage out of nowhere, and it seems really out of place. And then the closing track, Rubicon, pretty much describes my feelings towards this record in general. Like, I'm in the middle of a river that I'm trying to just get through because it's in the way, and now that I finally reached the end, I'm starting to rush towards it. And that's exactly what they do. They really sound like they're really driving towards the end of the track, and it's a decent track. The riffage certainly is decent. It's kind of attention grabbing, but a few tracks before I reached this album, I just wish it was over. So overall, yeah, I didn't really care that much for this album. It's not bad, I don't think. It's just not that great, or to me even likable. Maybe I'm just not a Deftones guy. Maybe I'm just not like a huge Deftones fan or anything like that, and maybe that's why like what it is they might be doing might be going over my head in a way. On a standard, that's pretty much my own musical preferences and what I feel makes a good record. I don't think this is it. Apart from a few tracks, there's not that much to like. If you are a Deftones guy, give this album a try. You might like it more than me, but yeah, I just wasn't that into it. Deftones had a chance to make a fan out of me, and I don't think they succeeded. This album is a negative 1.2 out of +3. Not bad. I don't think it's bad. I certainly didn't dislike it a lot. It's just not engaging or even remotely just something that I want to listen to over and over again, or even listen to all the way through. But if you give this album a listen, what'd you think of it? Did you like this album? Did you dislike this album? What was your reasoning for that, and what should I consider listening to and reviewing next? CW Music Reviews here, signing off.